Hey yo guys, welcome to this other episode, this new episode. I welcome you all. We are about to, you know what we do. No introduction. The name remains Setso, and we are about to get to the almost, should I say the last? Yeah, maybe the second to last or the last episode of the Galaxy Explorer. Right, so this could be the last or the second to last, depending on how fast we tackle these screens, right? So let's rerun our app and then see what we've been able to achieve in the previous episodes and then what we will be getting to in this episode. So, guys, let's get to it. No time to waste, no long talk, just pure business. Let's let's get our emulator running and get to business or something like that. Let's see. That is that. Let's get started. Yeah, for all of you, all right, for all of you that have been around, for all of you that have stick around from the beginning of the episode all the way to this one, I want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all for sticking around. Yeah, thank y'all for sticking around. For sticking around, man. It's we are getting to business. We are jumping into business. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for the likes. Yeah. Let's see who will be the first follower tonight. Let's see who is going to be the first to follow tonight. Okay. No, a little bit. A little bit. Guys, thank you very much for the likes. No, just move a little. Yeah. To this as well and then pull. Yeah, so guys, we are live on TikTok, we are live on YouTube. Thank you all for the likes and thank you all for the follow. I appreciate all of that. I appreciate all of it. Seriously, I do. Yeah, so our emulator is running. Let's select that and run for the first time. Yeah. Where are we? What do we have here? Okay. Yeah, guys. We are in, and then let's jump to business. No long talk, just pure business. Let's say we start learning. We start learning and go next, 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 next. Get started. Log in, and then yeah, so on our screen, the last time in a previous episode, we did the polls, right? And the polls was something like this. Let's select level O and answer these questions. So let's say, assuming this is a real question that we are answering, then we are gonna have which platform is known as the red planet or which planet is known as the red planet. You select your answer, you move, which is the hottest, whatever. You select your answer, you move, what is this and this. You select your answer, right? You select your answers until you get to the last one, right? Until you get to the last one, and then this will be your mark, right? So assuming you have three correct, so question two, right? Question one, question two, one, really. So this, you have this correct, you have this wrong, you have this correct, you have this correct, you have this wrong. Now when you go on marks, and then you'll be redirected to the screen where you are given your points. So this is 3/5 points. then that should be it, right? So on the screen, there's one screen, right? The final answers screen or quiz result screen. Yeah, thank you, active boy, thank you very much for the follow. Ami Tafara, I say Ami Tafara. Like, oh, that's loud as hell. I just want to say thank you very much. So let's on the design screen, on the design, let's see what we have. That says return to home. That's what the screen says, right? We didn't get this particular one the last time. So this is saying return to home, right? This is saying return to home. Yeah, and then the icon, it's home, right? So nav home, like this. Yeah, so that is that. Okay, so guys, we are done with almost all the screens, and then the last screen to work on, we can actually finish all of them if we rush with no talking, or we can finish only few and do the rest in the last episode. All right, so let's check this out and see what we are gonna get from here. Guys, have you guys subscribed to the YouTube channel yet? This is the YouTube channel, right? The name is Code with Setso. I don't know if you've subscribed yet, but you can check it out. Yeah, so this is what we are going to be working on, the leaderboard screen, right? This is what we are going to be working on. We'll just build a space, have this here, have the users here, right? And then we go next to this one, do this quickly, and the rest of the screens. So let's get to business and then avoid stalling. So let's go to our screen, get started, log in, and this is our screen, right? So we have this here. Let's check it out. The shows, right? We've done this in like 5 episodes ago. Yeah. So let's go here, and this is what we have for this episode as well. So apart from that, we can go to the next one, which is the leaderboard screen. So what are we doing on the leaderboard screen? We are building this. Yeah, so let's rush quickly and get our leaderboard widgets worked on, so we can jump to that screen and finish it out, right? So main screen, Galaxy main, we have here, so we have to build a leaderboard screen, right? So in features, go to new and then look for a leaderboard. Add a new directory called the leaderboard screen, and then on the leaderboard screen we will create a directory which will be called the leaderboard screen. Okay, thank you very much for the follow. Ami Tafara. So we have leaderboard screen. Let's say thank you very much. And please, if you like what you're seeing, or if you just love this, don't forget to check out the YT channel. All right, as you can see down here, don't forget to check it out and tell me what you think. We have about almost 130 videos there, and they are all about software development, mobile applications development. You can have different types of applications that we've worked on, and also other random courses that you'd want to check out. They are all in there. Thank you very much. Yeah, so from here we can have the screen. Let's look at the leaderboard. This is the leaderboard. It looks good, actually. So we are going to have this container followed by this elements. Okay. What do we do here? Go to Galaxy main and change this to leaderboard screen. Yeah, so now we can have something like this. Let's rerun, and then what do we have here? This. Okay, so on this, let's first test that our leaderboard screen is available. Then we can move on to doing the rest, right? So I think over here we can use the Galaxy background, but will it be that important using it here again? I don't know. So let's do this and see. Let's do this and see what we are gonna get. So body, let's say the body is in the center with the child be text, and the text is gonna say hello world. When was the last time you wrote hello world? When was the last time you guys wrote hello world? We are gonna style this to text style. Then the color is gonna be white. Guess we would have to rerun from the top to have it reflect, right? The reason why I like rerunning from the top is because the screen looks good. Yeah, so now we have this hello world, and this is gonna be our screen, right? The hello world is gonna be our screen now. So let's jump in here. The first thing we are gonna do is get this container with the same fixes, all right, the same spacing and everything. So let's check the border radius, that is 34, and the color is 10% of the C4. Okay, so what we are going to do is have this in a single child scroll view, right? And then the child is going to be a column. Yeah, and then column is going to have children, all right? So take off the center, and then do this. So having children, what we are going to do, 1111, thanks very much for the likes. And guys, thank you all for the follow. Amita Fire. The next thing, right? What we'll be doing here is that we would make this a container, and then we are gonna give it a width and then a height, right? So the height is just something that Kofi Ghana, thank you very much for the like. So the height is let's say 240. Let's just have this, and then the width is going to be a double of infinity. Hey, am I saying infinity? Yeah, so we're gonna have boss decoration, and then we can give it a color, and then the color will be color 0 XEE. Then we'll do the C4. That will be the color with values alpha 0.1. So that's, it's like 1% of it, 10% of it. And then we are going to do border radius. 4D Ghana, thank you very much for the follow. Ami Tafa. So border radius will be circular, and the circular will be 34, right? Yeah, guys, I'm glad all of you are supporting. I'm glad all of you are following, but please don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, all right, for beautiful videos and beautiful episodes. Yeah, so check this out. The width, right? It seems the width is not quite enough, because man, where from that? Yeah, so we are not going to use the Galaxy background, right? We are not going to use the Galaxy background because we've already done some padding in there, which is affecting this again. So what we are going to do is use something else. Either we are going to use a scaffold, which is this, and then the body, which will be this. Yeah, so now we have this. So after getting this right, after having this container, the next thing for us to do is the next thing we would have to do is build the children of the container, right? So we are going to start with this. Let's check the space. So we have bold, and then this is 22 of bold, right? 22% of bold. So the first thing we are going to have is the child of the container, and the child is probably going to be a column, right? The child is probably going to be a column, and then the main axis of the column will be a space between, the children. So we are going to have this, and in here we will have app text dot bold, right, with text of the user's level. We are gonna have that with a text of the user's level, so that should be let's say top space voyager. All right, so let's have this, let's have it. So we would have stop space voyager. Yeah, this is what we are gonna have, and then the font size is gonna be 22.0. To rerun this, and then we have something like this. Now we have to give this a padding, right? The container must have a padding, so constant all. Please, how can I enroll with you? All right, so you just have to send a DM, then I'll get back to you after the live. All right, sure, Kofi Ghana, please send a DM, and then I'll get back to you. Right, thank you very much for the follow. Ami Tafar, thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, I have a lot. Oh, I have a lot of text. Alright, how do you host a site online? And it's like, yeah, it's very easy. I shouldn't say it's very easy because yeah, you haven't tried it yet. But that's something I can explain here. You can just send me a DM because it's a whole process. So you can just send me a DM, and then I will reply you after that. Yeah, thank you very much for the follow, guys, and thank you guys for the reshares. I really appreciate that. Yeah, this is my channel. This is where all the videos goes after the live, so please don't forget to check it out. And as you are checking it out, don't forget to check out the official WhatsApp channel for Code with Setso, and also just drop the subscription. Yeah. So guys, this is what we are building, right? This is what we are building. Whew. So after the space voyager or voyager, we are gonna have a row, and that row would have children, and this children is gonna have a column, right? So the column is gonna be this, and this. Let's build one and then use it again and again and again. But taking a look at this, it seems like we are gonna have to do something crazy. Oh yeah, it seems like we are gonna have to do something crazy. And I love when we are doing crazy things, right? So the first thing I will do to achieve this design, I'm starting from this one. So the first thing I will do to achieve this design is to create something like yeah, a stack. So I'll start by creating a container, right? I'll start by creating a container. Let me pick the width and height of what we have here. Yeah, so let's go in. No, let's pick this one. Yeah, so let's say this is 83, so let's do 100 by 100, right? Let's do 100 by 100. Okay, so the height is gonna be 100, and then the width is gonna be 100. Yeah, and then we're gonna have the correction, box decoration, and then the color. Let's just give it a color for now, right? So color would be blue. So assuming we have this is what we are gonna have here, right? And then with this we can set the main axis alignment of this to be in the center. Yeah, so would have something like this. Yeah, that is that, right? Now we would have to do some few things, because what am I building? I'm building only this, okay? And the 100 seems to be very small, so let's increase it a little so that everybody can see. Let's use 180. Yeah, and with that 180, now we'll take off the height of the parent container. Yeah, and on top of that we would have to drop some spacing, some vertical spacing, right? So we would have our size box with the height of let's confirm what is the height between this 18, so we can have 20 as the height. Yeah, so that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. Let's rerun this, and this is what we have. Okay, so with this the container is gonna have a child, and the child is gonna be a stack, right? You're gonna have the child as a stack, and then the children would be this. Let's first have this one center, right? Or we can have position dot fill, right? So we can have position dot fill, and then the child of this position, right? The child of this position, let's just give it something like let's give it a circular avatar, right? Let's give it a circular avatar with a very huge radius. So let's say a circular avatar with 40. Yeah, so this is what we have, right? This is what we have. Yeah, so this is what we have here, right? So after this the next thing we would have to do without this, because we are using the position dot fill, the child is forced to fill the whole space. Yeah, so after this particular one, after this child in the stack, the next thing we are going to do is the crown, right? Is take care of the crown section. Yeah, so we can have something like align, right? We can have aligned, and alignment would be at the top center. Top center, and then the child would be an icon. So let's have an icon, and then this should be a crown. Do we have a crown? No, let's look for a queen. Do we have something? Let's just use something to resemble something, right? So let's have this, assuming this is an icon, and we set the color to yellow. Yeah, we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, so let's give it a bigger size, so that everyone can view. So let's give it this size. Let's give it this size. Yeah, so we can have it this way, and then after this we can create another alignment, right? We can create another align, and that will be going for the child in the bottom, right? Or at the bottom. So we would have bottom center for this, and then let's rerun. Then we are going to have this as well. So this is our two children, the one at the top and then the one at the bottom, right? That is that. And then what the next thing we would have to do is to just reduce the sizes, but let it be here for now so that we can use that to build the rest of the items, right? So in here, this position dot field, we can change it to just center. So assuming we want it in the center, we can have something like this, and then the radius, we're just gonna increase it as big as we want, right? We can just increase it as big as we want. So the radius can be like let's say 32. How big is 32 gonna be? No, so let's say 60. Thank you everybody for the likes and the support. Is 60 enough? No, to 80 should be enough. Yeah, so let's say we have something like this. Let's say this is what we have, right? Thank you guys. Thank you very much for the likes. So let's say this is what we have. Do we all agree? We do. Yeah, so this is what we have, and then inside of the child of that we would have this here. Inside of this child we would have another child which will also be a cycle avatar. Right, this child will also be a cycle avatar with radius. Let's make it a 60. Right, so let's do this and this and give it a different color. So the background color should be indigo. Right now we are just playing with the colors. So if the background color is indigo, then that's how it's gonna look like, but 70 should work. So this is how it's gonna look like. Yeah, and then after that we would wrap this child in another container, so we can have this in a container, right? And in this container we're gonna have it in a way to, assuming this is like 60, and the container, let's give it a shape. Should we give it a shape? Let's say the width, it's double dot infinity, right? Assuming this is the width, and then the color is red. Let's see. That is what we have. If that is what we have, then we can have a border radius. Okay, let me do decoration now. Box decoration, then the color should be red, right? And then this let's have the border radius circular 50.0. so let's do it, and this is what we have, right? This is what we are gonna have, so we just have to give it a little padding upwards, or what we can do, is give it the padding. So we can give it a padding. Thank you very much, King Sam. Thank you very much. So what we can do is we can either remove this and replace it with paddings, right? So let's say padding, and we have a constant symmetric padding, right? Guys, thank you all for the follows and the likes and the support. So let's say the padding is 24.0. so we run this, and then that is what we have, but that's a lot. Padding shouldn't affect that one, right? Let's change it to margin and see. So that is the margin. Let's change this margin to 16. What about 4? Okay. If that is that, then what will the width be? Let's make it back to double dot infinity and see what it's gonna give us. So assuming this is the width, and that is our margin, and this is 100, then we're gonna have something like this. We are close, right? Very close. So make the margin 8, and then we would have something like this. And then the padding, we are gonna give it a padding upwards, right? We are gonna give it a padding which is also gonna be a constant symmetric, right? Vertical with 8.0. No, they both can't be 8. Yeah, 4. So we are so close to achieving something like this, right? But I think we need no padding for the top. Looking at the design, there's supposed to be no padding. Yeah, so this is what we are gonna have. Right, this is what we are gonna have. So if I should take off the colors, you would realize that we are very close to achieving this color, right? So take off this blue, and this is what we have, right? With this, we are gonna have the user's profile in here, and these other colors are gonna change just any moment from now. Right, so let's investigate, let's inspect the colors and see what we'll be using. Guys, thank you all for the likes, thank you all for the follow. So this is gonna be 14% of a white color, right? So let's go to the first child, the first cycle avatar. We're gonna have the background color as a white color, right? 14% with it. So 4.14. If we should run, then we would now have something like this. And this next one, let's take this this next color. It says, is that 13% of the 14%? Let's check this out. 13% of the 14. So let's change this red. All right, let's change this red to a white. Dot with values alpha, and then let's make it dot 13 and see. Yeah, so this is what we have for this one as well. Right, this is what we have for this one as well. And in the middle, right, in the middle we are now going to have the image. Why can't I pick only the image, man? I want to have only the image. How do I get only the image? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I can get only the image, right? Let's see. Let's me export this and see how it's gonna look like. I hope it comes without the background. Yeah, so let's go into assets, images, and background images, 3D images, and then let's just have this dummy profile image or whatever. But let's just drop it here so that we can use it. Yeah, so profile image 1. We can name it profile image 1, and then copy this. Where is it? Yeah, profile image 1. Copy the path reference, go to our app assets, and where is the dummy user profile? Yeah, so we can have this here and drop it in here and call it dummy user profile 1. Yeah, so inside of this, right, inside of this, I'm gonna have a child, or let's just say the background image. And then we'll call the assets image, then app assets dot dummy user profile 1. Yeah, and then let's run this and see. Okay, so that is what we have. What we are going to do is do some few stuff here. Okay, so let's check, do we have fit for that or not? Yeah, so we are going to set the radius for it. So the radius is going to be, let's see, we have 80 as the radius. For the parent is 80, followed by container, and then this one. So this radius is going to be let's have it at 70 and see. This is what we have, right? take off the background color, and then we are gonna have something like this. But unfortunately, this image comes with a color. So let me try a different image. Let's see. Let me try a different image. Let's see. Let me try one of the onboarding images. Rerun, and this is what we are going to get for the onboarding image. So change this to 60, and then let's see, this is what we would be having. Yeah, so this is what we are going to get, and as you can see, we've gotten almost exactly what we have here. Hey, I've scattered everything. Let me pick this icon. Yeah, so let me pick the crown icon so that we can use it in our design now. Yeah, so pick this icon and call it crown icon. Copy the crown icon, go to this place and drop it in icons. I build management systems for businesses, build SaaS and all that. Okay, and help me advertise. Really? You're already in the comment section, so yeah, you're already in the comment section. So you guys, you can check the comment section and check out Ellie L yeah L Tech, and check out L Tech's business, guys. You can check it out. Yeah, so we're gonna have image icon, and then thank you for, let's build something together. Okay, with that you can drop a DM, then we'll check it out. Asset image, then we have thank you very much for the follow. Right, we have app assets, and what are we gonna say? Crown icon. No, we haven't added it to our icons yet. So L, you can send a message and then we'll take a look at it. Yeah, sure. So we can have this as our crown icon, and then in here we'll just call our crown icon, and let's see what we are gonna get. So this is what we are gonna get, right? This is what we are gonna get for the crown. Let's increase the size and see how big it's gonna be now. Yeah, so if we increase the size, this is what we'll get, right? And let's check this out. Reset this, reset all that we've scattered here. Are you not resetting? Guys, thank you very much for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows and every other thing. Yeah, so let's check the size of the crown. That is like 40. And what do we have here? 80. That's crazy. Try 60. What you building? Yeah, I'm building an app for the planet. Yeah, I'm building an app that just gives you an overview of the solar system. Yeah, of the solar system and all that, and everything you need to know about it. So we've been building in episodes, from episode 1 to episode 2 to episode 3, all the way to this episode, which is episode 9. Yeah, so we've built all the way to episode 9, and you can just check them out on my channel, as you can see at the top here. The name is Code with Setso, and you can check it out and appreciate the other episodes and everything about it, guys. It's just, yeah. And actually, this is what we do, right? This is what I do. I just thank you very much. I just go find projects that I feel like building, and then I build them. I feel like building, then I build them. Yeah, so guys, I feel like this only this person's the first person's this one container is too big, so we would have to reduce it to, I think, 140. Right, 140. Can you help me, please? Help you in which way? Help you in which way? 80 becomes 60. 60 becomes 40. Is that too much? Or 60 becomes 50? Is that too much? E-I-E-I-O. Here to, let's see 45. Assuming we have 45, and then we pick the crown. Thank you guys, thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for the follow. Oh, where is my buddy? Hey buddy, come here. People are following, you would have to appreciate them or welcome them to the house, right? So let me call on my buddy and let him do the introduction. Are you asking a question? I'm a beginner developer and I'm to build a school management app. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. You know what? You can just send a DM because right now I'm live. So just send a DM for now. And let's see. Yeah, so guys, trying to get you the guys going to sleep. I'll leave you the like on. All right, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, so guys, from here, the next thing we are gonna do, hopefully, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Yeah, and then the next thing we are gonna do is to create the text, right? This text, the ranking. We're gonna create the ranking, which is this. Thank you, RBB. Thank you for the follow. Amitafa. I don't understand what I'm saying, but I always use that name because yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so let's pick this. This text is bold of 16 and it's in popping, so I'm not going to use a lot of text for just this, so I'll stick to what I have here. So in here we are going to have something like a circular avatar. In here we are going to have the child as a circular avatar, and the background color Star David Plumbing. Thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much for the follow, Amita Fire. And from here, let's give it a child, and the child is going to be uptext.bold, and the text is going to be the ranking, right? So this will be number 1, and the uptext has to be rendered. Loloski, thank you for the follow. Amitafa. Let's have this here. This is number 1, and then we can do the cycle avatar and then call it white, right? To rerun this, and let's see. We have this, and our color, it's gonna be black for this. And then let's run, then we have this. Yeah, so this is the number 1 person in the ranking. You have this as the number 1 on the table, right? Yeah, so what we can do is to continue and finish up with this build, and afterwards we would make it available for everyone else, right? So the rest of the team members are gonna have the same thing. Yeah, so this is for the stack. This is for the stack, and then the next thing is to do column. right? Let's have column children, and the first one is this tag followed by the next element, which is going to be this, right? The next elements are going to be this, which is this text, right? This text being a bold of 15, and then this one as well. I think we have this worked on somewhere, so we are just going to pick it from there. But before that, let's do the app text. Let's do the app text dot bold, and then the text is going to give the name of the user, right? So username, and then we can have this as assuming the username is Brian Wolf, right? Okay, Brian. Okay, Brian, is it that? Brian Wolf. Okay, what is the issue? Take off this height. No, I don't have to put it here. No, I don't have to drop it here. All this goes for the size box, right? Yeah, so the size box has to be what we would have inside a column. So wrap size box in a column, and that is what it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be, right? So you have this, and then have this down here. Yeah, so now we can have it this way. Yeah, so Brian Wolf, and then the font size, I think it's 16, so that is okay. Yeah, so after that, the next thing is to do the divider, which is this, and then have this, right? So let's create a little divider for ourselves, right? Let's create a little divider for ourselves and make use of it. I can see a bird standing on the tree. Where is my gun? If I see my gun, I will shoot and shoot this bird, and it will be mine. Yeah, so after this, we would have a divider like this, and let's rerun and give it a color. What could the color be if we have it as a blue? Can we see it? And if we give it a height of 4. Digital boss, thank you very much for the follow. Amitafa. Yeah, so our divider does not want to show, so we can just create a constant container, a little container for it, right? Let's have this. Container cannot be constant, sorry. Let's have this. Height is like how big is the height gonna be? Let's say 1. All right, and then the width, it's not gonna be that much. Let's pick exactly what we have here. The width of this, which is 40. Yeah, so the width does not have to be that much. And then the color it's gonna be the EC 47. So we can have the color as O of X, and then have this, and then EC, right, dot with values alpha, and then that should be 0.47, exactly as it's been given there. Yeah, so we can have this, and after making this, we need a little spacing between these two children. So you have this container in padding, outer padding for, yeah, and then symmetric or vertical 8.0. Is that going to be enough? That is what we will get, but let's check the spacing between them. Yeah, so let's check the spacing. That is what we have, the 8.0. If we decide to make it 16, this is what we are gonna have, right? Yeah, so if after getting this, the next thing is to get this element, right? So I think the 16 is the 8 is okay. Yeah, after getting this, the next thing we do is to get this element, and we already have it on one of our screens, right? So let's go to that screen and pick it from there. We go here. I just want us to have a look at it. So let's answer the questions before we can go to that screen. Let's just answer, answer, and boom, then boom. Yeah, so this is what we are coming to take from here, right? We are going for the icon and then the text. Okay, I think that's not something would have to stress ourselves over, because we can just have a little row down here that would have children, and the first one is going to be an image icon. So image icon, and it will take an assets image, right, with an app assets. Then that would be a rocket, right? So we can use the rocket icon for this. Just drop your comma here. Very good. The rocket icon, change the color to white. Change the color to white, and then go in here and check the icon size, right? That is 20 to 24 or something like that. So size will be 24.0. Yeah, and if we should rerun, it, then we should have something like this one. Yeah, and then followed by this icon, we would have the points. So 542 pt, which I'm sure it's a regular text with the size of what, 14. Yeah, so we're just gonna have our app text dot regular, and this text is gonna be the number of points or the amount of points. We can have 524 as the point. Color is already white, but font size, which was what, 14. I think 14 is too much. It's too small, so we can leave it at this place. So when we run, we have this, and so assuming this is coming from a back end, we can have it as 524, and then this will be PTS. Yeah, so we rerun, and this is what we have. Yeah, guys, so this is what we have exactly as what we have here. So check, focus on only the first elements and compare it to what we have here. So guys, that is one of the magics we always do when it comes to building, when it comes to development. That is one of the magics. Thank you guys for the follow, thank you for the likes, thank you for the gifts. And thank you for everything. Yeah, so after this, what are we gonna do next? The next thing we are gonna do after here is to have this, right, is to have this whole column as a reusable widget, right? So we are gonna pick this as the rank widget, right? So we would pick this, and down here we will call widgets, and the widgets will be build user rank. Yeah, or we can just say build rank, and then inside of that we'll return the column that we've picked from there. We can have this as a column. Yeah, so build rank, and then can we have it as this? Yeah, so let me see, can I have this? Okay. Yeah, so this is what we are gonna have, and then we will take some few fields, all right, from the section. So we can have this one. The first one is going to be required, which is a string of the username, right? So we can have a string of username, right? And then the next one is going to be the ranking, right? So required, and then a string of rank. That should be an int. Let's use an int. Yeah, so an int of rank, and then we can have another int required, an integer of points. Yeah, so after getting all this, we are going to replace this with the username, right? We can replace this with the username. Elon, thank you very much for the follow. Ami Tafar. So we have this as our username, and then the next thing we are gonna have is to have our points here. So we can have this as our point 2, and we have to create the user profile as well. So username required, a string of user profile. So we can have this as a user profile URL, right? And then inside of the size box, we are going to look for where we this one, the user profile, right? We will look for the user profile. Where is it, man? Yeah, so in here, this is not it. In here we'll supply user profile. Yeah, so we'll have this as the user profile. Yeah, and then in here with this two, we are going to show something, right? With this icon, this crown at the top here, we would have to do something, which is to check, to write a check to either show that or hide it. Yeah, so we'll just create a final bool. Let's create a final bool and call it is first. Right, so is first will be equals the rank. So rank equals 1. So that becomes is first, right? So if is first, then we show this. Yeah, so now we can have something like if is first, then show this rank, this crown, else don't. Then we will replace this with the rank. Like this. Yeah, so that will be that, and then now we can call this multiple times, right? We can call this here multiple times. So let's go all the way to this section, and where is our elements? Yeah, inside of this row we are gonna have the children. So first we will have build rank, and let's see, this user has a username of George. No, let's say who is liking. Okay, let's say this is Elon, right? This is Elon. What is the user profile? Let's check app assets dot onboarding. Let's pick one of this. Let's say that is the, and then let's say Elon is 2, right? And then he has a 156 points. Yeah, so we have this. Let's rerun, and then we'll have this element here. Yeah, and then we'll have this element here. Okay, and then we would have to also give this some sizing, right? But don't worry, we'll get there. That is Elon, and this is another person who is like the third, right? So this person have like 116 points, right? With the name Mauli. Yeah, so rerun, and then we are gonna have this, right? we are gonna have that, and then the next person is having like 235 points, right? With the name, with the rank being first, and then the name being Mau, yeah, Setso. Yeah, so the next person have the name being this. All right, so with this, right, with this, we would have to do some few skirmishes before we move on. Yeah, so now we have this. We can change the user profiles to maybe onboarding 3, and then this one is onboarding 1. We have onboarding 1, or let's say onboarding 2. Yeah, so we can rerun, and then we would have stuff like this. Yeah, so assuming this is all this, let me pick something. Can we use some of the 3Ds? Can we use some of the 3Ds? 3D images. They are all lost. They are all missing. But let's see this launch screen BG. Yeah, and then that is that. Let's give the launch screen BG to the first person, and then have this as another onboarding 3. Yeah, so after this we would have to just do some a little fix, then that should be it, right? So we'll go all the way down here, and then we'll check for the height and width of this element, right? So what we will do is that we'll check if the user is first, then give it this sizing, else reduce it to, let's say, 120, or let's give it 100. Yeah, so either the user is first and you are giving it that sizing, or you are bringing him all the way down to this. Yeah, so now we are gonna have this two. 120 and 120 and 80, 90 and 90. We are gonna have it this way, right? That is just the beginning. Yeah, and then the radius. So now we'll work on the radius. Is he the first one? If he is the first one, then the radius should be 50, else 30. Let's see. That's very small. That is very small. Else it should be 40. Yeah, it's either we give it 30 or we make it 40. Yeah, and after that, what is the next thing? The next thing is for us to deal with these other ones, right? But let's make it 45 and see if it's gonna be close. 45 is too close, so let's have it at 40. Yeah, so after that we would come to this one as well. Is he first? Then give him 40, else make it 35. So let's see. And which one is the last one? I think that is that, right? If that is all, then we still have something to do. If that is all, then we would have to do something, because it doesn't look exactly as exactly like what we have here. So this is where the image is. This is where the image is, and this is where. If that is where the image is, then this is where the rest of the elements are. So one thing is actually doing some shakara, as you can see. Let's have it like this and see. So one thing is doing shakara. Okay, we have this. Yeah, I think I can see it now. So the symmetric pattern, that is where we would have to do something, right? So are you the first? If you are the first, then use the 8, else use, let's say, 6 horizontal. This is not going to be constant anymore. Yeah, so let's see. If you are first, use 6, else use 4. Yeah, then we are close now. So this is what we are having now, and if we should check this to 30, then that will be too much, and then this would become 4, and this is what we would have. Comparing it to this, we still have a long way to go. Yet so this is what we would have, and this 6 here. Yeah, thank you very much, Crystal Arrow. Thank you very much. Today I'm quick and I'm able to catch a comment on the YouTube channel. Mostly I'm not able to catch comments on the YouTube channel, but yeah, I guess I'm quick. Thank you guys. Yeah, so we would have this. Is it looking good or is still looking some way? The 4. Does it work for all? Paying attention to detail is one of my favorite stuff. Yeah, so this is what we would have, and if we should increase this a little, let's say we have it at 35, and that would be too much. So this should be cool. Yeah, so that is also another one. And then for this element, they haven't changed. Yeah, these elements have not changed. The circle avatar, I'm a beginner in Flutter, just started learning recently. Okay, that's great. It's good to have you on board. I like it when I have beginners on board or people that are now starting, when I have them on board. Like, yeah, it makes me feel good. It's a welcome aboard, and thank you guys for the gifts. So we're gonna have this. Let's change the radius and see. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Let's have it at 16. Is that okay? Yeah, so it's first. If it's first, we can have it as now, so that it will use the default one or this. So now let's see. Yeah, so now we have this. Right, now we have this laid out perfectly. The next thing we can do is to go all the way to where we are calling this element and set the cross axis to bottom to end, right? So let's set the cross axis to end and see what we would get. Yeah, so now we are going to have this just as we have it on the UI. Guys, congratulations to us, and thank you all for the gifts. So now where do we go from here? We get into another actual real business, which is this section. Guys, this section is just gonna be back, right? We have no time to waste here because it's just gonna be quick, it's just gonna be fast, it's just gonna be back. Yeah, so I want us to take care of this right now and right away. Yeah, so we are gonna have this. Let me run it. and take this off. So we are gonna have it this way. This is just the ranking, right? After this top element, we just do the ranking. So we are gonna have this as let me see. Yeah, this is gonna be a list style with a leading icon and this. Okay, yeah, let's see what we got. So first things first, jump into business. What name is that? Richard whatever. Richard whatever. Yeah. What application are you using? I'm just starting. Yeah, Zach. This is Android Studio. The IDE is Android Studio, and then the IDE is Android Studio, and then I'm using Flutter for the app. If you are just starting, then you can actually connect with me. You can follow. You can be part of my channel here. Right, you see here, yeah, I have all of my videos there. They are all live videos, so you get to understand the explanation of a whole lot of stuff. I explain a lot whilst I'm coding, so you can check that out and just be in touch anytime we go on live so that we build this together. It will be good to have you on board and have you build beautiful apps with me. So the sizing is going to be 30, so we can have a constant sized box with a height of 30.0, and then in here we can now build our elements, right? So we would have a column. Man, you're great. Thank you very much. Thank you, boss. You are the boss. Losky. You are the boss. Yeah, so let's dot generate. We are generating 8 elements, right, with an index of this, and in generating this we are gonna have to return a padding, right? When I see those comments, they make me feel like, oh damn, that's great. Return a padding of constant only. Yeah, so I'm always live every day unless something happens. I'm always live every day at 9 p.m. sometimes at 2 a.m. 3 a.m. That is if I miss the 9 p.m. live, then you see me 2 a.m. Is it available on GitHub so that I learned and see the code structure? Yeah, so this is going to be available hopefully after the full episode. So I have about 1 or 2 more episodes to go. So let's see. Yeah, we have 1 episode to go. We have 1 more episode to go. So after the episode, then I make the code available. Yeah, I want to make the code available after the episode because I don't want people to come infuse any other code whilst we are building. Then at the end of the day, we're gonna be getting conflicts and stuff. So I want to finish the build and then put it out there. Then everybody would have access to it. Yeah. So inside of this child, right, inside of this child, after we do the bottom, we are going to return a list style. Do you also do business logic side or just UI? Yeah, I do the business logic side, but mostly I just want to make my fingers very sharp, so I build UI most of the time. If I want to do business logic stuff in here, then a particular playlist is going to be very long. Yeah, and then I want us to have maximum like 10 episodes in a playlist. So I always stick to the UI. I always stick to the UI. if you want to check out some of the, all right, sure, yeah, you can have access to the other codes out there, the other projects that we've worked on, like the foodies, the music, and the other one, I forgot the name. Yet you can check them out, and you can check out my some app that I worked on. All right, it's on Play Store, which is Trekmara, and another app, the name is First Responder. You can access First Responder if your account was registered in Ghana, your Play Store account, else you won't have access to it. And Trekmara is available both on App Store and Play Store. It was released like in this month. Yeah, it was released this month, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we are still working on it actively. So yeah, you can check it out and then drop your feedbacks. Yeah. So guys, let's move on, right? So we are gonna have our list down, but this list style has to be in a container because we want to give it a background color. If you give the list style itself a color, right? If you give the list style itself color, when you are scrolling multiple items in the tile and it gets to the top, all right, or it gets to the end of the scroll, you see that the list style background would be static, and then the elements in the style would want to scroll out of it. So mostly I wrap it inside a container and then give the color to the container rather instead of the tile. Yeah, so the color is going to be a constant of this color here, and this one is going to be a 0xEE and EC. Yeah, done with values alpha and 0.1. That's 10% of this, right? So this is what we are going to be getting, right? But I think this is not using the EC, so let's confirm which one it is using. Yeah, the C4. Okay, 10%. Yeah. Rerun, and then we have this. Why does it look like this? Yeah. Now we have this, and then the next thing for us to do is to set a border radius, and the border radius is going to be a circular of what is the radius again? Oh, it says it has a mixed radius, 20. Yeah. Okay, so this becomes the radius, and this is the element that we are going to be scrolling, right? So we have to drop a little bit of this here. So let's say leave a space at the bottom. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that there is a mobile app developer that codes live, and if you join his live, you're gonna enjoy it. Yeah, so now we can have something like this. Did something change? Yeah, something changed. Yeah, okay, what's the spacing between this and this? What's the spacing between them? 16.0. Okay, so bottom we are gonna have 16.0. Yeah, so now this is what we have, right? All we have to do is to build the elements in here. So we can have leading, and leading is gonna be a row, right? It's gonna be a row, and this row is gonna have like the counts. So let's use the index of the tile to determine their level, right? Their ranking. Let's use that to determine their ranking. So we can have the first one, which is children, have text. Let's check the sizing of each element. So this is going to be a bold let's say a bold of 16. This is also a bold of 16, and this is a regular of 16. Okay, app text dot bold, and then the text is gonna be the ranking, right? So we are gonna have something like this, index, right? And then the color is already white, so if we should rerun, then we would have all this, right? The next thing is to do cross axis alignment to center. Let's see. Leading, let's say alignment, right? What should be the alignment? Title alignment to center. Let's see. What? Why is it not aligning to the center? Nah, I think there should be something. Why? Okay, let me do it this way. No stress, money finish, I read, wicked mode activated. Yeah, so have it this way, and then the title is gonna be what we would have as the users. So now we can have the title, right, as a row, and this row is gonna have children. And let's do something. Let's bring the same text and call this data, rerun this, and this is in the center. So now we can call the app circular avatar, and then the background image will be the asset image, and then we'll call the app assets, right? We'll call the app assets dot let's pick one of the image, so one of the background images. Yeah, so this is the image, this is one of the images. Let me use another one. So let's try this and see. Yeah, assuming this is the user's profile, let's increase the radius. Let's say it's 32. Then we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, we are gonna have something like this, and then the next thing we can do is to remove the padding, right, from the content. So we can do content padding, and then we would have it at 0, right? So let's do this, and then let's see. This is what we are gonna get. We can have the title padding. So do we have horizontal title gap? If it is 0, let's see what we would get. Yeah, so this makes sense. Yeah, so this is okay. This is okay. We can move on to do the remaining stuff, and then the name, which is Tamara Smith Smith, whatever. Yeah, so the name is gonna be the next thing. So if we have this, and then we have app text, and we have the text of bold, and we have our text as this, and rerun, then we are gonna have Tamara Smith. Yeah, and we are gonna have that, and then the next one will be to give the spacing, which would be 8.0, which I think is not enough, but yeah, that is it. And then what's the next thing? Let's check the space between Tamara Smith. Yeah, it's 8, and this 12. Yeah, so that is 8, and this is 12. Okay. Yeah, so this is also the name, right? We have the name as well. Then the next thing we will do is to, let's do index plus equals 1, so that it will start from 1. Yeah, so we have this, and then the next thing we're gonna do is to have the points, right? So that is going to be the trailing. The trailing will be the point. The trailing will be the point. So we have leading, title, and then trailing. Yeah, so let's pick that and go all the way down here, the whole trailing, and give it this. Yeah, so this is going to be a regular, and this is going to give out the points, right? The points will be, let's do something crazy here. I don't want them to have the same points, right? So let's do this as index. Okay, let's do hey, thanks very much for the follow. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Hey. Hey, don't forget to go in there. Alright, you can check out my channel. I really love this username. Like, it's crazy. You can check out my channel and check out the other videos that I have in there. Alright. Hey, can you hear me? Yeah. Hey, if you can hear me, I want you to check out the videos. Right? This is crazy, man. Damn. Damn, bro. I'll meet her fire. Okay, so where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? What we do is thank you very much, Kevinsky, for the follow. Yeah, so what I want to do here is let's take like 236, right? 236 divided by, I'm just gonna do some stuff in here, right? Divided by index plus equals 1, right? Why? It says what? Yo, let's do it times. Why does it not want us to do the calculation here? Missing selectors such as dots or 0. Really? I'm coming. Thank you, guys, thank you very much for the follow. I want us to do some crazy calculation here, but I think they want us to move on. So let's do the points. Let's calculate the points in here. Where is the generation? Yeah, so let's go in here and let's say final point to be, yeah, guys, I can't see the messages. Yeah, final points will be equals to, let's say 23 divided by index plus equals 3. Yeah, plus equals 3. Why does it not want us to? Why? Okay, so let me do 23 divided by index, and let's do plus 4 and see. That will work, right? Plus 4 times index plus 4 times index plus. Guys, let's see if the calculation is going to make sense. I just want to put some things together and see what the points will be. So let's rerun this, and what are we gonna have? Hey, trouble. This one is infinity. This one is 27. This one is 19. This one is 21. This one is, some of them are so huge. Yeah, it says infinity, right? So let's just have it as 3 and see. Yeah, so we have this now. But even this is still shouting, hey, I'm too much. So, we can reduce this to maybe another 3. Why would you be too much? And then let's limit the point to only 2 decimal places, right? So to limit it to 2 decimal places, we will have it as to string as fixed and then 2. Yeah, so we can now remove the unnecessary string interpolation. Then now we should have something like this. Yeah, so this becomes the points, right? This one says infinity, so we move. This becomes the point for everything. Let's have it. Will 2 also give infinity? Really? What if we have 1? Yeah, so let's take it back and let it be at the infinity. That one my own cup of tea. It no really concern me like that. Yeah, so guys, this is what we are gonna have for our final screen. Yeah, this is what we are gonna have for our final screen. Guys, that is that. That is that. If let me take this off because yeah, so we have this now. So guys, this is this for the leaderboard screen. Now if you are the one, right, if we have to highlight yourself out of the users, right, so out of everybody we have to highlight you so that it will be easy for you to spot yourself in the list. Yeah, so what we're going to do here is just check if you are the one in here, then the background should be fully white. Yeah, white. Okay, so we have the container background here, and then we are going to write a check to see if that is you, right? So we are going to say if the index is if the index is sui, we are going to take this off because we are now doing the index plus plus at the top there, so we can now have it this way. Yeah, so if the index is you, let's say assuming you are index 4, then we are going to highlight your background as white and your colors are going to be black, and every other thing will be black, right? So in here we are going to write this check, right? Final bool, and then we will call it is you, right? Index starts from 0 in first case divided by 0. Yeah. Index starts from 0 in first case, yeah, divided by 0. I don't want to stress myself about this one because it's just something that we want to have there. Let's see, what we can do is index plus plus times 5 rather. I think that should give us something, right? Let's add the index before we do the times. Let's see. I mean, that is not giving us whatever, so we can say index is index plus 1. Yeah, that's the index plus plus times 5. See, let's do this index plus plus times 5, and would that give us something? If we do index plus equals 1 times 5, yeah, and now we should have something. Yeah, so yeah, now we have this should work for us. Yeah, so this section is you will say if index is equal to 4. So assuming we are finding you and your index is 4, then we are going to write this check is you. So if you are the one, then we have to change this color, right? So we'll do is you If you are the one, then this background color should be fully white. Yet to rerun, and we have you here. This is you. Okay, so if it is you, then color we are gonna say is you, and then white. Oh no, if it is you, then the color should be black, else we can have now, and our color should still go for it. Yeah, so we have that. And then the next thing we are going to do is have this as well, render your name, right? So Tarama blah 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 blah. We can just go here, copy this and drop it here. Yeah, so this is becoming new. Yeah, Tamara Smith, whatever. And oh damn, guys, nothing pains me than trying copying an element, wanting to paste it, then I end up pressing Ctrl C or Command C. Bro, copying an empty space when I want to paste an element pains more than broken hearts. Man, check. I copied this empty space. I wanted to paste this. Bro, where is what I even copied? It's very painful, man. Forget broken hearts. This here is very painful. Yeah, so rerun, and then we have this. Yeah, so now we are able to highlight you among the list of users, right? So we go through the list of users. If you are number 1, we give you the crown. You hold the crown. Heavy is the head that holds the crown, so your head is going to be very heavy carrying this crown here with your 235 points. After that, we can just highlight you among the users, and that is that. So that is that for the leaderboard screen, guys. Stretch yourself. You have to go for hydration break. Yeah, so that is that for the leaderboard screen. Now the next screens that we are going to be looking at, all right, we've done the QA polls. If you haven't been around when we were working on this, you can go check out the episode 7, no, I think episode 8, right? You can go check out the episode 8, right? Yeah, congratulations, Krista Errol. Congratulations to us all. Please don't forget to like, all right? Yeah. And then the next thing is here, the VR screen. We've also worked on this. If you haven't been around, or if we're not around when we were working on it, then you can check it out. So we go to planets, and then we go to Earth, and then we go to Earth, then we look for view in VR, then we can have something like this. Yeah, then we can have something like this. The next thing is we can go back and look at Mars, and then for Mars we can have this. Who is spamming my comment section? Yeah, so we can have this as well. Then this is a home page. This yo Figo, you know you're spamming my comment section. Yeah, so we have this, and then that is that. So now leaderboard should take us to the screen. Leaderboard should take us to this screen. You make my village people come run after me. Please, I'm hiding from them, so don't let them run after me. Yeah, so guys, that is that for this screen. Now don't forget to follow and check out the YouTube channel. So that is that, and then the next thing is for us to build this screen, right? The settings, we will build oh really? Then it's good to have you. I thought you are from Ghana. Oh, Crystal, then it's good to have you. I am from Ghana, born in Ghana, raised in Ghana, schooled in Ghana, working in Ghana, and streaming in Ghana. Hopefully I'll visit other countries in the years to come. Yeah, so this would go here now because we are done with it. Yeah, guys, if you are late, right, or if you are joining in episode 8 or episode 9, then this is the screens that we've already built in the previous episodes. Right, now we have two more screens to go: the settings screen and the notification screen. Guys, it's gonna be very easy, it's gonna be very simple. We have this settings, and we have this profile edit. Right, we have profile edits, and then we have notifications. We have these three screens to go with. And it is easy. Alright, it's easy to get this done, it's easy to build it, and no time to waste, right? So what we are gonna do, I think we can just jump and work on this, but let's go back to the UI and see what leads us to settings, because I haven't seen anything settings. Okay, I think it's when you click on the user profile. So when you click on the user profile, then you'll be taken to the settings screen, right? Yeah, when you click on the user profile, then you'll be taken to the screen. And when you click on this, then you'll be taken to the screen. Yeah, that is that. That is it, man. That is it. Let me do some magic and feel the magic in the air. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, so let me do that, and then let's see. Yeah, so what do we have? Let's jump to the screen here and create our settings screen. Yeah, are you ready? I am ready. Yeah. So on leaderboard, this is what we have. Actually, the leaderboard looks good, man. Wait, I missed something. Bro, you have designed the whole UI in Figma first? Yeah, but I haven't designed it myself. I normally go and pick a beautiful looking one. Anytime I try to design, it takes a lot of time, so I stop designing myself. Now I go and then pick a free to use UI, then I rebuild it. I have to come on live every day, so designing alone can take you about 4 days, 5 days, and Charlie, it's too much. Yeah, so this is the color that I wanted to change for the divider. Where is it? The divider. Where is the divider? Where is the divider? Hey, why are you? Yeah, here is yeah, this is it, right? This is the divider. So why does it look like it has a yellow color when it's supposed to be white? Let's confirm. Let's confirm this and go to the leaderboard. Still looks like yellow. It looks like yellow. It's not supposed to. It looks like yellow to me. Yeah, okay, we move, bro. Let's move. Avengers, are you ready? Let's go to one of the screens. So let's go to the planet detail or the planet screen. I think we can go to one of these screens, right? Planet Earth. We can go to the planet detail screen and pick something from there. But before that, let's build a new feature, which will be settings, right? So settings screen or settings screen, depending on where you are coming from. Settings or settings. So settings screen, and then we are gonna have a stateful widget called a settings screen, right? So I think settings. Oh my, yes, settings. Which you go on now? Yes, so settings screen. And here which you go. Yeah, so from here we'll implement, am I saying implement? We'll import the material widgets like this, and then we should be good to go. Yeah, so from here, what do we have? What do we have? What are we looking at? Okay, so what are we looking at? We are importing this background. Yeah, point match floor random index. Is it good to get random score? Point is equal to match floor match index. Should we do that? Okay, you're asking if it is good to get a random score. Yeah, you can use that to get a random score. I think you can use that to get a random score. As far as the numbers are random, you would surely get a random score. I wish you could check it out here. I wish you could check it in here, but let's finish with the rest of the stuff. Then if there is time, then we can check that out. Yeah. So we can pick this from here. We can pick all this, all that we have here, which is a galaxy background. But I want to import this for you all to see, so I'm just going to pick this particular section, then the rest can go. So we have a galaxy. We have galaxy background like this, and then the body is going to be a column, right? And with the children, we are going to have this as the first child. Yeah, they should give us app text with a label and a name and blah blah blah. Yeah, so this year is gonna be settings, right? This year is gonna be settings man. This year is gonna be settings, and then this year is gonna be app. Yeah, so we would now have app settings. Yeah, so this is what we have. Yeah, so app settings, if we click back, then we should pop. Yeah, that is good. Okay, so now we would have to make sure that when we click on the user profile, if we should click on the user profile from this section, we'll be redirected to the settings screen, right? So go here and look for the main screen, the galaxy main, and let's locate the user icon, right? Where is the icon? Build salutation. Yeah, image icon. Yeah, so this is the user profile where we have the user profile. So on press of this, we would be navigating. So we would have navigator dot of this context, and then we would have push, and we'll specify our route, which is the material route. So we're gonna have something like this, and this will now take us to our constant settings screen like this. Yeah, so now let's rerun and click on this. Click this. Why? Click this. It's not navigating us. Okay, this is for the notifications. Oh my crazy God. Yeah, that is for the notifications. So we can go here and locate this cycle avatar, right? We can have this cycle avatar, and this can be in a gesture detector. So let's have gesture detector, and with the gesture detector we can have on tap, right? And then on tap, then we would have this. So this becomes on top and this becomes our settings screen. Rerun, and on a click of the user profile, we should be redirected to the settings screen. So click this, and then we are on the settings screen. Yeah, so on this settings screen, this is what we are gonna have. This is what we should have here. Do you think this look familiar? Does this screen, all right, this particular screen, does it look familiar to something that we just finished? If you look at it and one thing that we just finished, does it look familiar? Very familiar, right? Looks very familiar. So if we don't want to waste our time, or if we don't want to do much, then we can just go in there and take this element and reuse it. Right, so I'm going in there and I'm picking this card, and I would come use it here. I'll just do some few changes. After that, we will leave this and then take care of it. Yeah, so on the settings screen, I'm going to pick this and make use of it. Right, so let's go all the way to the leaderboard screen, and at the very bottom, the end of everything here, this sized box, we are going to pick this size box and this elements. Yeah, so let me see, this, okay. And this leaderboard screen has what? This. We are gonna need it with the points, right? So let's copy this column and take it away. So right now you're running away, nobody turned it, running away, and then we would have this container as well. So the container, right, we're just gonna pick the decoration. I'm just gonna pick the decoration of the container, but I think everything is also important here in this container. So let's first take this container, go to our settings screen, and then drop it here, right? And if we go to which other screen, planets, and planet detail screen, you're gonna have this. That's a big sizing. Yeah, so let's go down here, and the spacing between these two should be 20, right? Yeah, so we can have something like a constant sized box with a height of 20.0. Yeah, so in here we would have that, but before all those things, we can have this down here. We can have this down here, which is build rank. We can take all of this away. Yeah, and then in here we would have what? We will have this column. Oh shit. Go to leaderboard and take this column. Yeah. So in here we can have this column. Yeah, but for now, comment it. Yeah, so let's rerun this and go to the settings screen, and this is what we have, right? But that text is gonna change. It's gonna change to edit profile, which is of a medium 18, right? So we're gonna change this to a medium of 18. So this would be an 18.0 size, and this is going to be a medium, and this is saying that edit profile, like this. Yeah, so this is saying edit profile, And then after that, we would just pick this sized box, which is in a column, right? So we are just going to pick this sized box like this text, this and this. Yeah, so first let's import this rockets. Just import the rockets for now, right? But this is going to change to a profile, right? An email, which would be 13, so that can be a 14 regular. So this is a regular 14. Yeah, so this is a regular 14, and then the text is gonna be, let me put my email there. Yeah, so we can have this here, rerun, and where is the error? Okay, there's an error here. The username is my name, right? So we can have it as Brian Wolf. Guys, that's not my username actually, but let's just have that. Yeah, so that is the username, and then this with this we are going to use the 120, right? So let's take its first off. All of the is first is gonna go off like this. And the next thing is for us to do some few skirmishes, right? This crown is gonna go off. We don't need a crown here. And then here we would use 120 instead of this 90. So now this becomes 120. This becomes 50. This becomes 5.0, and this becomes 40. Yeah, then user profile, we're just gonna go app assets dot user profile, and then let's use this one. So rerun. What do we have? Okay, the radius. Radius is not gonna be anything. And then the rank, what is gonna be in the rank? What is going to be in the rank? If we check the user board, okay, we would take rank off. We don't need this rank, right? And then with this, we don't need the second stack, right? So we don't need stack. We don't need the stack here. We don't need the stack. Yeah, so we can just have this normal container. Yeah, so let's first change the stack to this, and we can just pick the circular avatar. Shame. Remove one child. Then I have my cycle avatar, so I can now pick this and then replace it with this. Yeah, so now we can rerun the app, go to the screen, and then we have this. Yeah, so guys, now this is what we have. The next thing we'll do is to take this rocket off. No, guys, I think the stack is important because we need this. Oh no, the stack is important, guys. Yeah, the stack is important. This rank here, we will call it pen for now. Let's have this. Yeah, so this is gonna be at bottom right. Yeah, like this. And then the height of this, we can make it 100 and see how it will push forward. Okay, that doesn't look good. Yeah, so now we have this. We can also remove this particular margin. We can have it as all, which would be this. This one is for the container, right? So We can remove this container and make it a circle avatar as well. So we can have it as a circle avatar with a color. So background color is gonna be this, right? So background color it's gonna be this with radius of 45. Yeah, so radius of 45. Then we can have something like this. Yeah, now this is looking good, and in here we can have an icon button, right, with the child called icon, and then inside here we can call icon, and we can call icon, and then with the icon being a pen, like this. Yeah, so we can now import this. Yeah, man, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, so on pressed we would have something like this. On pressed of the icon, the pen icon, we would have a to do, which is to navigate. All right, we would navigate to the profile edit screen, right? So profile edit screen, that is where we'll be going. So if we should do that, then we'll get this. Yeah, and then the next thing is for us to change this to position, right? So we are going to change this to position, but before that let's do something small, something tiny, something quick. Let's check the size of this. Okay, and then this image as we have here, which is this entire image, right, we are gonna have some vertical padding around it. So padding symmetric vertical, it's gonna be a 16.0. so let's see, 16.0 vertical looks like this. It's a 16.0 vertical looks like this, but what would an 8.0 look like? 8.0 looks like this. Yeah, so now the pen icon is not going to be in align. We are going to put it in positioned, and right will be 0, and bottom will also be 0. So if we should run, we would have something like this. Now we can increase the bottom to maybe 32, like this, which is too much, so 16, and then the right should also be 16. So now let's see, this is what we have. If we compare this, we needed to go a little bit downwards. So I think bottom can go to 8, and right can also go to 8. Yeah, so now we have this, but we need this pencil, right? So let's export it and then use it down there. Export this pencil icon and use it down there. Let's go there, down there, let's go there, down there. Yeah, so in assets icons, we are gonna drop this and call it pencil. Yeah, as it is, pencil icon. Yeah, so you have pencil icon, and then in here we are gonna pick this, and then we send it to the app assets. After this icon, we are gonna have a new icon called the pencil icon. Yeah, so guys, thank you very much for the likes. Don't forget to drop that follow as we move on. Yeah, so from here we are gonna call the image icon, and this would be from app asset image, and we'll call app assets, and then we'll call the pencil icon, and then make the color white, color black. Yeah, which software do you use to code? Yeah, I use Android Studio. I use Android Studio to code. Yeah, so guys, now this is what we would have. This is what we have now, which is a pencil icon, as you can see. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, okay, so that is our pencil icon. We can actually reduce the size of it a little if we want to, but we should rather increase this. Let's see, what do we have? We can now make this maybe 140 each for perfect sizing. Yeah, so yeah, now we have it this way. 140 looks big, guys. 140 looks big, and then the spacing becomes too much. I'm a website developer, but I want to learn also app development. Okay, then you can send me a DM. I just send me a DM, and then we'll take a look at it. Okay. Guys, I'm having an issue. Don't worry, I'll get back to everybody. I'll get back to everybody. Yeah, so I'll get back to everybody. Yeah, so now we have this. This is our icon. On click of this, we should go to the next screen, right? But I just feel like this is not well aligned in the center, and it's not looking good. If it's not in the center, then I feel like ew. If it's not in the center, then I feel ew. Yeah, and the next thing we can also do is to, I think, increase the padding of this container. This container, right? We can do this. We can do the symmetric padding where this is like this, and then the vertical would be 40. So let's try that and see. Yeah, this. Okay, now we have this. I think the next thing that what I wanted to do is to reduce the radius of the pencil, right? Where is the pencil? This, I think I can take this out of a circle avatar like this. Yeah, so we would have this, and then I can now give it a style. So icon button dot from style from, then the background color would be white. Yeah, to rerun, and then we have this. Yeah, so now this is for the icon button itself. Yeah, and if we like, we can reduce the size of this to maybe 18.0, and that should be that. It's very small. Let's keep the original size. Yeah, so guys, that is that for this one too. The settings screen, I think we've gotten all that we needed for this settings screen. The spacing here, what is the spacing? I think the gap is 30, and what is the gap here? 20. No, not 20, 30. Yeah. So this is for the settings screen, as we have this container, and we can have this container now in a single child scroll view, right? So put it in a single child scroll view so that we would be able to scroll the elements here, right? So we would have this as this, and then below this we can have another sizing, so constant size box, which has a height of 20.0, and this, and column is gonna have a list of children. It's gonna have a list dot generate, let's say 7 children, which would have this index, and then this will return a pattern. All right, but before that, let's return a container. No, it's gonna return a pattern, and the pattern is going to be constant only for the bottom, and the bottom is going to be, let's say, 16.0, and it's going to have a child of list style. Before list style, let's have a container. The container is going to have a decoration, a box decoration with a color of being this 0x, is it the C4. Yeah, so 0x C4 with values alpha 0.1, right? And under this we are gonna have border radius circular of 20, right? And then after this we're gonna have a child of a list style like this. Let me see this. Yeah, so we have this, and the elements where it's our single child scroll view, this would be wrapped in, I think, expanded. Yeah, so rerun, and then we have this. Yeah, so guys, this is it. This is the settings screen. We have it set up. In the next episode, we are going to add these elements on the settings screen, and then hopefully we'll work on the profile screen and then the notification screen. Yeah, so guys, that is it. That is that for this particular screen. That is that for this particular episode as well. That is all we are going to do for this particular episode. So let's review our app. For today's recap, we've worked on this. Let's move forward. We've worked on the leaderboard screen in today's recap. Yeah, so today's episode, which is the episode 9, we've worked successfully and perfectly on the leaderboard screen, and we also proceeded to working on 50% of the settings screen. So in episode 10, we would be working on the rest of the screen, and that means the episode 10 is going to be the final episode for this playlist and this particular app. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to comment, and stay tuned for the last episode of the playlist. Guys, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being part of the episode, and thank you for being part of this particular journey. And hopefully I'm going to meet you in episode 10. Drink water, stay hydrated, and don't forget to code more. All right? Don't forget to code more. And I'll see you in episode 10. Peace.